Hey everybody, BSmith973 here. I just wanted to do a little review with you today of the Bear Grylls Ultimate Survival Series knife. This is his biggest knife other than the machete thing he has out there. This is a $50 knife. So let me go ahead and say a few things first and we'll get this review underway. This knife is a very nice knife. Now, just before we go on, I'm not sponsored or marketed or affiliated with Bear Grylls in any way. I'm not trying to sell you this knife. I'm just doing a simple review of it, and just it's a suggestion whether you like it or not. It's completely up to you. And let's go over some of the features with this knife. It comes with a nice case and everything, but we'll get into the case later. Here's the knife. Okay, it has a real nice weight to it. Just to start out, as soon as you pick up the knife, you can tell it's solid all the way through. The blade on it, okay, now these are all good things. Has very thick blade for batoning or whatever. You can really beat that blade to death and it should hold up. I'm not saying it will, but it really feels like it will. There's no wiggle in it. It's fixed blade knife. I did a Bear Grylls review a little while ago. And some of the same features, but some, it was on the folding knife. But one thing I really want to stress to you, I admire the Bear Grylls team and designers, engineers. They made this handle. Okay, this handle is the nicest grip I've ever felt on any of my knives. I like this knife. I've already used it. Okay, I've had it for a couple months now and really like it. Now, they made it wider right here in the middle. Okay, and also it has like a pistol grip right here. Okay, and when you hold that, you're holding a good quality knife. A few other features is they have where you can hook your lanyard here, and they have these two holes here, which are real neat. You don't see this on a lot of knives, but what it's getting to, this is supposedly a survival knife, or that's how it's getting marketed, or they're selling it. But you can stick this on the edge of a stick and tie some, paracord or string, shoelace, whatever, to your stick, and that should hold her on there, and you make a spear. That's one of the uses of those. One other thing is they went ahead and cut this out for your fire starter. This knife comes with a magnesium stick or some sort of striker. Okay. Now, another thing, man, the grip is nice, gummy feel, good in your hand. It's real nice. There's also a pommel on the end. It's a pommel right there. Basically a hammer where you can pommel down on something. Now the first so many thousand or hundreds they made, this pommel was breaking off. You can't get them like that anymore. The pommel is a good solid pommel now. I've used it. I've beat it really hard against some things you probably shouldn't have. And it's held up. So I'm glad to see Gerber got that fixed. As far as this knife goes, they have a little symbol right here. I don't know if you can see that where my finger is pointing. But where your fire starter is. If anybody doesn't know how to use that. I want to show you. They have these serrated edges here. They're a lot deeper than any of their other knives. The folding knife I just had, it had a more shallow edge. Hold on, I'll show you. Here's the folding knife I just did a review on. And then here's this knife. Do you see the difference in the edges here? Way, way bigger serrades here than this knife. Both are a good knife. But serrades I'm not a big fan of. They're real easy to damage and they're hard to sharpen. Two things you probably shouldn't have in a survival situation. I think they could have done without the serrades, And charades really take away from the sharpness and use of your blade. They're a good thing to have if you're sawing, but you know, we're here to survive or whatever. It's a good knife to have anyway, though. The charades come clear up the side of the, you know, knife, though. Real good distance. Kind of bad thing. You know, they have this coating on the blade. I kind of think that they should have had a polished blade, and it's real ironic when you get this. Let me go to the sheath here. Get this survival kit. It's a little pamphlet, and shows you how to do all this stuff like tie knots, boil water, how to make a fire. It also says how to signal with your knife. You know, you're out there trying to signal with your knife. Well, with this knife, it has that coating on it. It's not a polished blade, so it would be real awkward or hard to signal correctly with this coating over the blade. But I do gotta say, overall, this knife has a good weight. It's a good sturdy knife. You know, it'd be real nice to have. And anytime you're out in the woods or camping or whatever, you don't want a cheap knife. You don't want to forget a knife. You want a good knife, and this is overall a really good knife. Let me go some other features if you're thinking about getting the ultimate knife. It has this sheath. The sheath is military grade right here. It's plastic with a rubber coating over it. Okay. Also comes with a whistle. I always put the whistle, you know, down in here. And then you pop that open. Here's your striker. Strike. I've used it. It's not a cheap striker at all. It puts out a great spark. One other thing is, on the inside of this, they have a sharpener. So you can, you know, sharpen your knife if you get it out. That's the greatest thing I've ever seen in any knife sheath set ever. But overall, this is a real good knife to have. Okay, even on the back it shows you air signals. Just wanted to say, you know, overall, I would give this knife a good 8 out of 10 for the Bear Grylls Ultimate Survival Knife. I give it probably a perfect 10 out of 10 because if it would have a polished blade, they would take the serrades out, okay, or if you grind them off, or if you know anything about knives. But 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, because it has that sharpener built into the sheath. You can put the sheath on your belt, in your backpack, it doesn't matter. Also, has a little whistle here. Loud whistle, scare predators away, signal for help, whatever you need. I like the Bear Grylls knife. 8 out of 10, maybe an 8.5, 9 out of 10, just because it has that sharpener with it, has a striker with it. Love the knife. A couple things they could changed was, you know, taking out the trades, polish it, and right here, the striker, it just has 2 little tabs on it, and it clicks in kind of hard, but after a while of doing this, it's really gonna wear out. I don't know if Gerber would do anything with that, but that is gonna wear out one day, just so you know. But overall, good knife. And that's Smitty's review. I'll thank you for watching, and see you later.